hit that subscribe button, smash like, and drop a comment right now, because once these prison gates close behind you, the story you're about to hear is one that doesn't let go. Some stories were never meant to be told, and this prison is definitely one of them. The sirens were already wailing across Leavenworth when the body was found. It was just before dawn, that quiet, tense hour when the prison is half asleep. In cell block, behind a door that hadn't been opened in 20 years, an inmate lay motionless on the floor. No struggle, no witnesses talking, but everyone knew this wasn't an accident. Leavenworth Federal Penitentiary has a reputation for breaking spirits. The place was built to make sure everyone knew the institution always wins. Generations of criminals have walked through these gates, and many left believing the walls themselves were alive, listening, and remembering everything. So when the warden sealed the cell and called in outside investigators, it wasn't just about a death. It was about what that death threatened to uncover. Special Agent Daniel Mercer arrived before the sun was even up. He'd seen it all investigating corruption in federal prisons, but Leavenworth was different. The air felt heavy, like history was pressing down from every corner. The victim was Thomas Calder, a lifer with a quiet reputation. On paper, he had no enemies, no recent problems. But his transfer records painted a different picture. He'd been moved twice in 6 months, getting closer and closer to Cell Blocka, a wing the inmates called the last stop. Mercer immediately noticed something was off. Calder's cell camera had conveniently malfunctioned for 12 minutes right before he died, then mysteriously started working again. The maintenance logs showed nothing. When Mercer questioned the guards in the control room, their stories didn't add up. One swore the system never went down. Another blamed a power flicker. Neither story felt right. As word of the death spread, the whole prison changed. Doors slammed harder. Inmates would go silent when a guard walked by. Even the veteran officers seemed on edge, like a secret rule had been broken. Mercer found out why when a lieutenant pulled him aside and whispered that Calder was just another inmate. He was an accountant, not for money, but for secrets. He knew names, favors, and debts. Calder had survived for decades by knowing everything and saying nothing. Mercer started digging through old incident reports going back years, and he found a pattern. Inmates who were sent to Cell Blocka often disappeared from the records after they requested protection or filed a complaint. Officially, they were transferred. Unofficially, no one could ever say where they went. Calder's name was next to several of those cases, always as a witness, never a suspect. The deeper Mercer dug, the more resistance he met. Files went missing. Interviews were mysteriously postponed. His request for old surveillance footage was denied with no explanation. It became clear that Leavenworth wasn't just hiding something, it was actively protecting it. Late that night, Mercer went back to Calder's cell alone. It smelled of disinfectant and old stone. As he scanned the walls, he saw faint markings scratched into the concrete, almost invisible. They weren't just random scratches. They were initials, dates, symbols. It looked like a ledger. Mercer took photos of everything. Back in his office, he started comparing the symbols to old inmate rosters. His heart started pounding as he connected the dots. The markings matched inmates who had died under suspicious circumstances. All of them linked to Cell Block A. Calder wasn't just counting secrets. He was tracking the dead before Mercer could tell anyone what he'd found. Another incident shook the prison. The guard from Cell Blocka didn't show up for his shift. His locker was empty, his file wiped from the system. The official story was that he resigned. But his car was still in the parking lot, collecting dust. That's when Mercer realized it. Calder's death wasn't the crime, it was the warning. The retired chaplain, the only person brave enough to talk, confirmed Mercer's worst fears. Leavenworth, he said, ran on 2 systems, the official one on paper, and the real one everyone learned to obey. Cell Blocka wasn't just a housing unit, it was a tool of control, a place where problems were simple phrase: if you want the truth, look where the prison buried its conscience. The coordinates led him under the oldest wing of Leavenworth to a maintenance corridor that had been sealed for decades. The door was rusted shut. It took 3 officers to pry it open. Behind it, a narrow staircase descended into pure darkness, and at the bottom, waiting in the cold, stale air, was something no official report had ever mentioned. Something that would change everything Mercer thought he knew about this place. Because some prisons don't just hold men, they erase them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories that refuse to stay buried.